everyone, welcome to Sankalp Learning Classes, Principle of Inheritance and Variation. So let's study about the law of dominance and law of segregation. Mendel's proposed two laws based on the monohybrid cross experiment. So what he did in the monohybrid cross, so he crossed the tall plant, true breeding tall plant and the dwarf plant. So in the F1 generation, he got the tall plants, and the plants which are got in the F1 generation self-pollinated, and in the F2 generation both tall plant and the dwarf plants were appeared, that is in the ratio of 3:1, right? So that is the monohybrid cross experiment. So based on his observation on the monohybrid cross, he proposed the law of dominance. What it says, law of dominance. So characters are controlled by discrete units called factors. And factors occur in pairs. So in a dissimilar pair of factor, one member of the pair dominates the other. So here the characters, for example, tall character or the dwarf character, that is controlled by the discrete units, that is called as the factors. So these characters that are controlled by the discrete units, he named it as a factor. Now it is called as genes. Okay, so these characters are controlled by genes. Now we call these factors as a genes. Okay, factors occur in pairs. So here tall TT and dwarf TT, right? So we use TT gene for dwarf, and for tall capital T we used, right? So these factors that occur in pairs, and in a dissimilar pair of factors, one member of the pair dominates the other. So one is called as dominant and the other one is called as recessive. For example, so in capital T, small t, so that we get in the F2 generation or F1 generation. So here the plant is tall. Even though it is having small t, it is tall because so these both are dissimilar factors, right? So these both are dissimilar genes. So but both are related to the one character, that is height of the plant. So this dissimilar factors, one member of the pair dominate the other. So here capital T is dominating the small t. So the capital T character is expressed, that is the capital T is tall. So this character is expressed, small t character that is suppressed. So here capital T is called as dominant and the small t that is called as the recessive. So this is law of dominance that is proposed by the Mendel. Okay. Second law, that is law of segregation. So what is this law of segregation? The alleles do not show the blending and that both the characters are recovered as such as in the F2 generation. Through one of these is not seen at in the F1 stage. So here what it says, the law of segregation. So the alleles, so this capital T or the seed color capital Y and green color seed, that is small y. So if you take this, so this capital Y is dominant and the small y that represents the green, that is the recessive. Okay. Here in the F1 generation, so these plants, they produce the gametes and these gametes fuse and there is the production of the F1 generation plants. So here, so these are heterozygous, but there is no blending of the character takes place, right? So there is no intermediate plant is formed in the F1 generation, right? So for example, if you take the height of the plant TT and TT, so in the F1 generation, all the plants were tall only, right? but instead of presence of the capital T small t alleles. So here there is no blending of the characters takes place. The parents contain two alleles during the gamete formation. The factors or the alleles of a pair segregate or separate from each other such that gamete receives only one of the two factors. So here Mendel called it as a factors, or we can call it as a alleles. So during the gamete formation, for example, parents which contain capital T and the small t alleles. Okay, parents generation is having capital T and the small t. So when the parent contain two different alleles during the gamete formation, what happens? Either the gamete contain capital T or small t, means there is a separation, segregation or separation of the uh, each other such that gamete receives only one of the factor. The gamete that receives either capital T or small t, not both, right? So that is in case of the parent is heterozygous, means parent that contain two different types of the alleles, that is capital T and the small t. So homozygous parent produces all the gametes that are similar and contain same type of the allele. So in case of the homozygous condition, homozygous means capital T, capital T. So this is the homozygous condition, right? So in this condition, gamete that receives capital T only, right? All the gametes that receives only one type of the allele. So that is in case of the homozygous parent. Heterozygous parents produces two kinds of the gametes, each having one allele with the equal proportion. So heterozygous produces the two types of the gametes, either it may contain T or the small t, right? So this is the law of segregation, means the parental, there is no blending of the characters takes place in the F1 and the F2 generation. So there is a separation of the alleles takes place in the heterozygous parents, and the gametes receives both type of the alleles in the during the gamete formation, right? So either it may be in case of the heterozygous condition, parental type, the gametes that receives both type of the alleles in a equal proportion. So that is the law of segregation that is proposed by the Gregor Johann Mendel. So this law is also based on the monohybrid cross experiment. Thank you.